Hi guys, welcome back to Geeks Wargaming, and this is the first in a mini series of videos where I've decided that I'm going to sort of take you through my whole Iron Hands army. Obviously, Iron Hands are the new hotness on tabletop at the moment. However, I've been collecting Iron Hands pretty much since I got back into the hobby, so I think that was about the end of 5th edition. So I ain't got a clue how many years that is, probably 6-7 years ago, and over that amount of time, I've obviously managed to accumulate an awful lot of miniatures, and actually getting these all out just to film these videos. I've got a lot more than I actually even thought, and some things which I completely forgot I had because they've been packed away in the bottom of a carry case. And not used for years because they're not very good in 8th edition, or have just lost the love of them, or whatever. So I thought it'd be a good exercise for myself as well, just to sort of get out everything that I've done and just see what it looks like. So what I'm aiming for is basically I'm looking at all the units that I own to then put them to sort of together, pick sort of the best of what I've got, and put it into a 2,000 point list. I'm started going to a few more tournaments, so I'd like my army to have a slightly more competitive edge. I know with Iron Hands at the moment it's not really that hard to be competitive. Looking at the rules, they are super strong. But yeah, it's so as I said, the aim is to try and get a competitive list out of everything I own. There are a few additions coming to this, so obviously I'm not showing you any unbuilt models in this video. It's just purely what I've got completely painted and ready for the tabletop. But there are more things that are coming, and obviously I'll explain those where they slot into the army as we're in that video. So the first video that I'm doing, as you can see in front of you, this is the HQ selections of my force. So starting from sort of the left over here with this captain. I think he was the first Iron Hands character I painted for this army, and then moving all the way across to the other side, that's the most recent thing that I've painted. So I thought I'd just sort of bring them up and give you sort of a mini showcase of each one. So if you're familiar with our battle reports, you've seen this guy quite a lot. Admittedly, the Iron Hands have not been featured in 8th edition very much at all. Early 8th edition they were. I generally run sort of a Dreadnought list, and back at the start of 8th edition that Dreadnought list was quite strong. Then it became really pathetically weak, and now it looks like it's going to be quite strong again. So yeah, it's funny how things go around like that, isn't it? But yeah, this is my captain. The reason why I got attracted to Iron Hands is basically I'd really like to convert and customize all my models to make them unique to me. I don't like putting sort of stock models on the table that anyone could buy. If that's what you like doing, then I'm not knocking that. That's absolutely fine. But the way I like to hobby is to convert everything up and make it look all unique. So this model here is a bit of a kit bash, some conversion work, and lots of things going on here, and a big sort of resin base. So the body is actually, it was a limited edition Space Marine Captain that I think it was if you spent a certain amount in store, you unlocked the ability to buy this guy for 25 quid, or one of those Games Workshop things that they do. They kind of con you into it, but you've got to do it, haven't you? And I saw this guy and I thought, yeah, he's straight away he's quite unique because he was quite hard to come by, but then I had to put some of my own flavour into it. So I swapped out the arm. This guy usually came with a sort of a plasma pistol, so I've got one of the Forge World upgrade kits on him here, and so that he's got the bionic arm. The gun here is a Forge World upgrade kit. I think it is actually the part of the upgrade kit that comes with this arm anyway. And then anywhere that you see these like cogs or anything like that, I bought a bag of watch parts just off eBay, and I just stick little cogs and little bits and bobs all over my iron hands, and yeah, it works quite well. The scale's quite nice. So that's the arm there. The head is off, I think it was a Tech Marine pilot from the Storm Raven, I believe. Or it might have been sort of one from a tank kit or something like that. So that's all that is there. Then the backpack is a bit of a sort of a chop together really. So the top part of it here is a Devastator heavy bolter. This is part of a I think it was off the tank sprue or something like that. Then I've just got some wire here. You can use guitar string. I use a 1mm thick wire from Zing Industries. So just sort of drill a hole, feed it through the watch part cog, so it looks like it's attached there, and then attach it to this little radar dish that I've got. Again, this is from a tank sprue. So yeah, it just gives them quite a unique looking backpack. Again, this little aerial and that is from a tank sprue, and this little scanner is part of I think it was a Zing Industries part there. So that's that guy. He was my commander of my Iron Hands for a good number of years. He's only just been replaced. The second model that I painted up to go with him was the trusty Tech Marine. This is a Forge World model. Again, there's some slight conversions going on here. This is I think it's the Astral Claws. He's a named character from the Badab War. So you can still get this model from Forge World for about £20-25, something like that. And all I've done is I've changed the weapons that he holds in his hands, because the character actually has sort of two whips. So I've given him just a little bolt pistol, and then I've given him an axe, and I believe that axe is from Cromlech. And again, these are just little watch parts just to tie it all in with the rest of my force. And he's got this weapon which is conversion beamer. So this is an index only option, but it's actually quite good, especially if you are an Iron Hands. It gets better the further it shoots. Now you can sort of move and shoot without the penalty. So this Tech Marine's always hitting on 2s and he's re-rolling 1s. But if you're shooting this weapon, I think it's over 21 inches. It's D3 shots, strength 8, and then if you're in the heavy doctrine, then it will be -3 and 2 damage. So it's not bad, and I think that's on. I think it comes to about 60 points. It's not bad really for a heavy weapons platform that can't be targeted because he's a character. Next one I painted, because as you'll see throughout these videos, I've got a lot of vehicles, so I tend to run a lot of Tech Marines. So this was my second Tech Marine, and this is sort of your traditional Tech Marine that you could buy. There was the helmeted one or the unhelmeted one, and they came with a big sort of servo harness backpack. So I've just sort of swapped out that servo harness, again just to make it look a bit more unique, and to make him a little bit cheaper on the tabletop. So he's only got the one servo arm rather than the full harness. So the backpack is obviously a Horus Heresy backpack, which comes with all of this sort of, the servo skulls and everything like that. And then that arm is from, I want to say, Zing Industries. It doesn't look exactly like this though. It does actually come with like a sort of a molded tube on it, which for me looked a little bit too sort of cartoonish, so I cut that off and then drilled out these parts so I could feed these two wires through. Yeah, that's what he came out looking like. So I think he looks quite cool actually. Paint job on him, this paint job's, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old, so I've improved a lot since I've painted this guy. I think I painted him quite quickly as well. So he's probably the worst painted out of the lot, but I still like the conversion. This is my Librarian. This is completely kit bashed. So the chest piece is just the Iron Hands upgrade kit, the old one. I think it's fine cast. It's a Forge World arm, again from the same kit as what the Captain was. This staff is from Grey Knights, and then I've sort of chopped it up and put some watch cogs in there, and then just put this sort of watch cog there, so again make it look a bit more Iron's handsy. I kind of did that so I could run it as the relic, which used to be in Clan Rakan supplement, which was back in, I want to, was it 6th or 7th? I think it was 6th edition it came out, might have been 7th, but yeah, Clan Rakan had their own sort of little supplement booklet, and there was some there were relics in there, so I tried to sort of model a lot of the characters so they could actually take some of the weapons, so that's why they look like that. But yeah, I really like how this guy came out. I still use this guy. Librarians are still pretty good, especially with the new discipline. The head, it's just a Centurion's head because it's got that little bit over the top. I thought that's what tied in with like a mini psychic hood, and then the back is again, it's from a Grey Knight, just the back of the Grey Knight's body there, and I think that's just a Stern Guard backpack with some extra little bits and bobs which I've chopped up and put on there. So that is my Librarian. Next, this is quite a heavily sort of kit bashed, converted, whatever you want to call it, model. So I think I mentioned before, I've tried to sort of dual purpose a lot of my Iron Hands to be able to use in 30k and 40k, because I was doing a lot of 30k at the time. I don't play 30k anymore because the rules suck. So get on that, Games Workshop, you need to fix it. But this guy is my version of Gabriel Santa, who is the first captain of the Iron Hands back in the 30k era. So he wears his Cataphractii Terminator armour, and he's got his lightning claws that are mentioned in a few of the books. So I thought, well, I'll model him myself. The body is actually from the Betrayal of Calth. I think it was the Ultramarine guy who had like I think he had like a power fist or a chain fist, and then a combi bolter. So I've just chopped off the arms and used some of the Cataphractii lightning claws. And again, the wires that we've got on here are from the Zing Industries, just a 1mm cable. Which again I've drilled out in the back, 1mm cable there, and then I've drilled it into one of these. I think these are Forge World. You get these from, I can't remember what kit, but there is a kit that you can get, and they come with a few of these. I think it might be a vehicle upgrade or something, I don't know. So yeah, I like to just use those servo skulls and things like that. I think it just makes it look, again, it ties all in with the Iron Hands, so quite like him. And this little servo arm, it is magnetized, so yeah, I can just take it off. I kind of used that as a bit of a wound counter, so when he was down to just like one wound or something, he didn't have that on, so I could just see. So yeah, I quite like him, and I can still use him obviously in 40k if I ever wanted to use like a close combat captain. Next one along, we've got a Chaplin. Again, this one was originally purposed for 30k, but he's starting to be used a lot more in my 40k games now, because Chaplins are actually pretty useful with the +1 to hit buff or the +1 to wound buff. I think they're actually quite a valuable unit, and they're reasonably cheap, and also you can actually make them a complete beat stick by giving them I think it's like a strength 7 weapon, and then you can buff him up so he gets to strength 8, so he becomes a bit of a beat stick then. So they're quite good cheap little HQ buffs, and can do a bit of damage. Head on this is actually did magnetize it. Reason for that is obviously that head is quite 30k-esque, so the plan is I'm going to get a Reaver head. So give him sort of the half skull mask. I don't know if there's a Reaver one that's actually got a bionic eye, because that would tie in quite nicely, but I'll have to have a look. I know the new lieutenant has, but I'm not buying a new lieutenant just to get that head. Or do I? Probably will, but hey. So that is that guy. So he's probably going to see a bit of action. And then my latest one, this is the one which I'm really happy with how this came out. I actually took a lot of time painting this one, just to get him up to sort of my top standard. I've also been watching quite a few of Darren Latham's tutorial videos, and if you don't know who Darren Latham is, he actually he works for Games Workshop. I think he does miniature design. He used to be part of the Heavy Metal Studios, and he has got a YouTube channel out where he does a lot of painting tutorials and tips and tricks and things like that. So he is really good. So I used his how to paint sort of power sword details tutorial. So that's you can't really see it on the camera, but I think that's come out quite nice looking. He also did one on how to paint hazard striping, and I'd always do it the wrong way, so I'd always paint the black and then do the yellow, but you basically paint the yellow, highlight the yellow completely, and then paint the black rings around it. It's pretty obvious once you're shown, but you know, it's just one of those things that you don't do. So yeah, that is him. The bionic leg, that was actually scratch built from styrene rod of different sizes. So there's some, I think there's some 0.5 mil, there's some 1 mil, there's some 3 mil, 2 mil, you name it, I've used it. I just used some hydraulic pumps images off Google just for a bit of reference. And then the knee pad is just again cut from a piece of round tubing, a bit of styrene, and then cut down to size and sort of moulded round to be kind of a knee. So I'm really happy with how that came out. The feet are actually from, I think it's Anvil Industries. They're actually part of a full leg set, but I didn't like the actual legs itself, because the thighs are really long and the shin is really short, and it just didn't look quite right for me. So I thought, well, I'll just use the feet and then I'll make my own leg, because why not? The backpack, the servo arm on the backpack, sorry, is that's a Forge World piece. It's actually from the 30k Iron Father. Sorry, the camera's all out of focus. 30k Iron Father model. So I've just pinched that off him because, again, I'm probably never gonna use that model because I'm not doing 30k. So yeah, that's it. That's all my HQs. Hopefully you like them. I know I've been rambling on for quite a bit, but yeah, I thought you might want to just know how I've built things and stuff like that. The next video that I'm going to do is on my troops, and I'm just looking across at them now. I've got quite a lot of troops. I didn't actually realise I had so many troops. You just sort of accumulate them, don't you, over the years? So we'll cover the troops off next. I've had some new additions to my troops. I've added some intercessors in, so you won't have actually seen those, so it's definitely worth checking out that video. It should be out within the next sort of few days. I'm planning on not sort of dropping these out monthly or weekly. These will just be, you know, probably every couple of days, just while everyone's interested in Iron Hands. So hopefully we'll get through this series within sort of a month or 6 weeks or something like that. That's the plan anyway. That is the plan. So thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, then it would be really good if you could subscribe. It really helps us out, and actually we only actually get something like 30% of our views are from our subscribers for some reason. So if you do watch our videos but haven't subscribed, then if you could subscribe, that would really help us out. And then obviously leaving a comment and liking the video, that all helps too. So thanks for watching, guys. I know it's been quite a long rambling one, but yeah, I'll see you in the next one.